the saints are still around. After rapture, there will be no more mercy. This is the time to ask for God's mercy when the saints are still around. Mercy will not be available when the saints are gone. Grace will not be available when the saints have gone. Mercy and grace will not be available when the saints have gone. Repentance is now while the saints are still around. Repentance is now while the saints are still in the world. This is the time to serve Him in truth and in spirit. Be conscious of eternity. Don't live your life anyhow. Heaven is real, hell is real. Come to Jesus today. Seek Him when He can be found. Tomorrow might be too late. He's knocking at the door of your heart. Let Him in, He's waiting for you. Remember, He will not wait forever. He's available now. Let Him in, He's waiting for you. Akwa ikebe, minuru nandisa lawo. Udeigasu mbigeti akwigebe minuru na wali wandinso tiayubwa beyubwa mbendinso kanonwa Church Jesus mbiga chota ye kwa kanuzo magemeperegia. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Amen, 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 beautiful home far, far away. Here the saints are living, oh, it's shining like a light. Hear the sweet melody, they are singing unto Jesus. They are giving Him praises forever. There is a beautiful home far away, where there is no death, where there is no sorrow, where there is no crying, where there is no tears. Singing unto His holy name, they are giving Him glory forevermore. Aladi marama, obo ebedi, ebedi lisabi,
listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. Oh, I want to know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our promised land.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ABS Africa Broadcasting Service, as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. It's a privilege to come to you today with Ambazonia updates on the struggle for self-actualization. Ladies and gentlemen, in Ambazonia, we have been fighting, and I mean truly fighting, for 5 years and counting. And we'll keep on fighting until the question we want to know who owns the land is answered. Of course, Ambazonia knows who owns the land. But for La République du Cameroon and perhaps their citizens, they have no clue yet who owns the land. They are just trying to hang on onto the land, somebody. We own the land. Thank you once more and good evening. Thanks for joining the broadcast today. I'd like to welcome all of you tuning in from across the globe, from Europe, from Asia, from the continental USA, South America, far and near East. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, to ABS. I am truly excited coming to you today. It's been a while, going through some difficulties, family difficulties. I am glad I am back, and I am back on a permanent basis, ladies and gentlemen. So as usual, I'd like you to quickly go ahead and hit your share button. I'd like to see the social media platform, like to see the numbers jumping. Please let everybody out there know the anchor man is not just live, he is indeed alive. So please hit your share button, and while you do so, let me say hi to some of you that I definitely can see. Go ahead, hit your share button. Let's see if we can quickly, ladies and gentlemen, gather 1,000 people here on the platform. We can do that. We can do that if every one of you will join and hit your share button. We will definitely get there in less than no time. I recall how in the past, within 5 minutes, we will gather 700. We can do that today. So please go ahead and you hit your share button. Let us get the numbers up and running so that I can come to you. Please quickly go ahead, hit your share button. All right, let me see. Let me do some salutations here for those of you who have joined already. Please, I like the way the numbers are jumping right now. If you have just joined, go ahead, hit your share button. Go ahead, hit your share button if you have just joined. Charles Folefe, good afternoon. We are winning. All right, thank you, sir. Christian Kumbo, thank you for joining. Please, I need to see the numbers jumping. If you are just joining, go ahead and hit your share button. Akamin Terence, your presence is shaking walls. Our lion man, thank you, sir. Eno Peter, I see you, sir. Forward ever, backward never. Of course, absolutely, and that is the message I bring to you today. Vivian Lema watching, Israel Abongwe watching, Nico Madiba, welcome back. Our in command. God bless you. Thank you, ma'am. Rita NG, welcome back. Our in command. Please, thank you. Thank you. If you are joining, the other reason why I'm trying to do these salutations is to give you a little gap to hit your share button. Vivian Abidu, one and only in command. No shake. Oh, yes, ma'am. Of course not. Computer, activated for that. All right, so I hear you. I am Manuel. Welcome, our great and command. Computer, I see you again. Jack Sunday in Kong, our end command. You too much. Okay, that is you, sir. Labista Savon. We have big hope. Absolutely, we have big hope. Please, again, go ahead and hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get the numbers up to at least 700 so that I can come to you. I got a very important talking point that I'd like to bring to you today, and I would love as many of you out there as possible to take it home. And if you are joining from ground zero on your television set, glued to your television set, ladies and gentlemen, let them know the anchor man is here. And so let me see. Nkungim David, I see you, sir. Chenwi Fokopsen, watching from Denmark. All right. I see also Acho Bua Damien. Greetings and command. Thank you, sir. I see Bianca Lillian. I also see here in Congo Noel, our shrewd and eloquent informer. All right. Thank you. Mercy Freedom. Welcome, Minister of Communications. Okay. Eric Guan. So share. Ladies and gentlemen, please share. Let the numbers jump. I need at least, I want to see 700 within the next 4 minutes so that I can come to you. John Wood, God bless you, our anchor man. Thank you, sir. Sam Ewang, I see you. Volume of TV. Is it true there is not enough volume? Let me know from all of you watching there if there is no volume. Volume of TV. There is enough volume. Let me know if there is not enough volume out there, please. Okay, I see also Gabi Samba. Good evening. The anchor voice man, who fear no evil. All right, that is you, sir. Thank you. Taya Innocent Weyi, watching from ground zero, Fako County. All right, wonderful to know. I see Ojong Akabo Michelle, watching from Cyprus. Please, the numbers are slowing down. They need to be jumping. They don't need to be slowing. They need to be jumping. If you have just joined the broadcast on Facebook, please hit your share button. Please, thank you. Amber Man, hello, Chris. Don't bother about those Dinga John Sakos noisemakers. All right. After all, I don't bother, right? I do not bother. So, this is Sule Fun. Say hi, Chris. Tekwa Felix, greetings to you, sir. Thank you. John Paul Asaba, I see you. Says Chief Coup Plotter. Okay. Nobody plotted. It's a mistake when you call some people coup plotters. The only people who plotted a coup are those who broke the interim government. Let's get those records straight. The Bitcoin regime out there, those are the real coup plotters. All right. Okay. Chinwe Fokopson says volume is okay. Thank you, sir. Max Longford. I see you. Gwe Eric Muchi, volume is okay. Wonderful. Celestine Barija, Facebook volume is good. All right. I'm glad to know that. Please, I like the numbers are rising. I can see the numbers rising. If you have just joined, go ahead, hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen. We need at least 700 before I bring to you the talking point that I prepared for you today. It's a sad day. It's a sad day, ladies and gentlemen, again in Ambazonia. Of course, we've never forgotten that we are at war. When you are at war, there will be some good days that you will salivate your gains. But there will also be bad days, like today when you wake up in the morning, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you wake up in the morning and all you see are corpses of your own people slaughtered in cool blood by an invading and occupying reckless army, so-called professional army. That is what we have been seeing for the past 3 days. Be it in the Guzang, be it in the Mbonge, be it in the Ndu, be it in the Bale. All of these places, in Guti, all these places, ladies and gentlemen, but we should never forget. This is, if La République du Cameroon thinks that they are going to deter us, if they think that by killing our people day in, day out, they are going to deter us, to cause us to surrender fighting this war, let me tell them, if we will continue to fight, it is because of killings like this. Because where are we surrendering to? Where are we walking to? Because they kill our people? If we do not fight, they will kill more after we surrender. Ladies and gentlemen, take note, take this to the bank. If we fail to fight and think that it is time to turn our backs and wave the white flag, I'm telling you, please listen to my monologue today. I'm going to bring you some illumination that will give you the reason why we lay our hands, we have our hands on the plow, and we can't look back. We just can't look back. Now, before I take you into the broadcast proper, please, again, I love to see the numbers jumping. For those of you who have just joined the broadcast, I like to see you hitting your share button and inviting the people all over the place, in Asia, in Europe, in far, near east, everywhere, China, where you are. Please, you go ahead and you hit your share button. Let the numbers be jumping. Let the numbers be jumping, ladies and gentlemen. And while you do that, I want to remind you of a very important event that is coming up at the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. A month ago, our president, Iya Marienta, ladies and gentlemen, launch what you find on your screen, Ambazonia Restoration Fee. A month ago, she launched this as a signature initiative to raise funds to redeem firepower on ground zero, ladies and gentlemen. That event is continuing on Sunday. It is continuing on Sunday. And so I'd like to remind every one of you out there. I heard somebody put here asking me to invoke tit for tat. You do not invoke tit for tat without arming yourselves. And you do not arm yourselves without money. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we all know that. So, this coming Saturday at 9 p.m. Amba time, all Ambazonians, and I mean all Ambazonians, are expected to gather together in this Zoom meeting. And of course, ABS shall be broadcasting it live from here. But everyone is expected at the Zoom meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can raise funds. we can raise funds for tit for tat, for firepower on the ground. There is this tendency to say, oh, where are the fighters? Where are the soldiers? Each time we see corpses, coming from ground zero. Each time we see a lot of people to Cameroon carrying out the kind of reckless killings that we've seen through this week. People are asking, they ask, where are the fighters? Why do they not track them down? Ladies and gentlemen, our fighters will not track down a lot of people to Cameroon soldiers with their bare arms. They need equipment. They need ammunition in their hands. And the best you and me can do out here, ladies and gentlemen, is to raise those funds, put equipment, get them to put what do you call it, peanuts in those sticks. That is all we can do here. The people out there who are saying ground zero, diaspora this, diaspora that, ladies and gentlemen, those are empty noise makers. Without the diaspora, this struggle won't be where it is today. Again, without the diaspora, without county by county, LGA by LGA, this struggle won't be where it is today. And there is also this temptation for some people to sit out there when things happen on the ground, as we saw in Guzang, in Bali, in Nguti, and in Bongay, and all the rest, to raise their voice, criticize, condemn. And that's all that they do. You ask them, where are you supporting the refugees? They cannot tell you. You ask them, where are you supporting firepower on the ground? They can't tell you. You ask them, which county are you supporting? They can't tell you, and all they do is sit there and blow grammar and philosophize and tell you what should have been done, what could have been done, what is not being done right, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about just sitting there and talking. It is about contributing. No amount of your talking out there, criticism out there, ladies and gentlemen, will change a thing, will move a thing on the ground. You want to tell us you have your mouth where your money is? Put that money. Come join us. Join Ambazonians on Saturday. Let us put that money in the county and the LGA basket and resort to ground zero to empower the fighters on the ground. We no longer, when we started this war, it was all an abomination to say buy arms or buy whatever on the ground. No, it's no longer an abomination. We make no qualms of the fact that we are at war, and only ammunition fight war, ladies and gentlemen. So please, it is very, very critical. Please, let's all gather on Saturday. On Saturday, you can find the Zoom meeting ID right there. You can copy that please. Copy that Zoom ID. And then you also have, of course, the passcode is there. In fact, you can screenshot what you are seeing right now and just keep it. If you haven't received this poster yet, you can screenshot it and keep it for yourself. Saturday, log in with your $100, with your $200. Of course, the fee is $200 every Ambazonian. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very important. Just imagine, Madam President Iya Marianta launched this initiative, hoping that we get just 1,000 Ambazonians out there who will come in and put down $200, a one-time engagement with $200. And calculate it and tell me the amount. $200 of 1,000 people. Tell me what that comes up to. And tell me why, if we had that, ladies and gentlemen, we will not be able to put an AK in the hands of every serious Ambazonia fighter on the ground. Please, please, we do not need to be pleading, to be begging you for this to happen. So on Saturday, Join the town hall. Join the Zoom meeting. Come with your 200. But if you, for any reason, you can't afford the 200 on Saturday, come with your 50. Or if you can afford more than 200, please, we need it now. We need it now. Please go ahead, keep on. I'm looking at the numbers, please. Those numbers must get to 700 for me to bring you my monologue. So if you are just joining, please go ahead and hit your share button. Go ahead, hit your share button if you are just joining only now. I want to see the numbers jumping to at least 700 before I bring you this talking point, which I consider very, very important. So again, Saturday is the rendezvous. We want to see our soldiers empowered to fight and destroy these Boy Scouts of La République du Cameroon who are killing unarmed civilians, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, who shot an unarmed civilian from the back? That's what happened in Guzan on Monday, Monday morning, shooting a trained soldier, shooting unarmed civilians from the back, ladies and gentlemen. Cowardly of the first order from this French Cameroon taught so-called soldiers. Well, the time has come. We must tell them we are resolved. La République must continue to hear a message of resolve from all of us. And the way we send that message to them is put money in the plate. Put money in the plate. Fight them. Destroy their economy and their institutions until we get to Boya. Until we take what belongs to us. You'll all listen to Thibault Nash the other day here on ABS, ladies and gentlemen. And he was tweeting that too. He said, there is no way, going by the way he has studied revolutions, struggles, independent struggles, it's only a matter of time till Ambazonia becomes a recognized independent country. It's only a matter of time. A matter of time. So, if La République du Cameroon thinks that killing our people, massacring them the way they do and get them buried in mass graves, that we are going to surrender, let me tell them, they are only giving us the reason why we should keep on fighting. Yes, they are only stirring us up, arousing holy anger in all of us, and getting us to continue to fight. And thank God we have very, very resilient fighters on the ground who are ready. And all they are asking of all of us in the diaspora, is that we put bullets in their hands. We put AKs. We put the, what do they call it, the big sticks in their hands, ladies and gentlemen. And again, Saturday is very, very critical. The president, Iya Marianta, is inviting every one of you out there, please, if you really do care about the killing of our soldiers, if you really do care about what you see happening, ladies and gentlemen, in Guzan and in other towns and villages, please, don't sit there and lament. Don't sit there and just talk. Join this fundraiser on Saturday. Let us raise funds, get the right equipment into the hands of our fighters on the ground. Madam President has said, you put money into his hands. Rest assured that 90% of the funds put in her hands will go to ground zero to equip, to empower these fighters. Come with confidence, knowing that your money will do just that. The time that they took your money and use it in paying their rents and paying their salaries, ladies and gentlemen, that time is gone. The time that they took your money and used it, invested it in bitcoins, that moment is gone. That time is gone. This is a new era. The only way we know it is to test it. Test it and see. All right. I'm looking for you, ladies and gentlemen. You need to hit that share button. I want to see 700 people in front of me, and I bring you the monologue. The monologue, very, very critical. All right, let me move to one more subject, ladies and gentlemen. Dion Gute. Dion Gute, ladies and gentlemen, was out last week. They were out last week propagating an all-Indian conference. All-Indian conference. Guess who did not go there? Guess who did not go there? Dion Gute could not set foot on India, his own neck of the wood. He was so scared of Iya Marietta, so scared of the expandable 100 and FM no 10 kobo, he couldn't set foot, ladies and gentlemen, on his own hometown to promote peace, to talk about peace. What a disgrace. What a shame. Now, he went round using every front cover of the newspaper in that country, talking about this grand conference coming up in India that will bring jobs, will bring employment, and maybe bring road too from Kumba. Why he sent his guys to go? He stayed back in Yaoundé. He wouldn't set foot on India. But that is the chief priest who is organizing the elite in that country and the chiefs to go out and preach the gospel that, oh, the war is over and peace is here. Dion Gute, ladies and gentlemen, he is the one rallying their chiefs and their elite, holding meeting after meeting to go around making noise that the war is over. But he calls this meeting and he won't go there. He won't set foot there. Of course, there was no way Dion Gute was going to set foot on India, because when you talk of unpopularity, Dion Gute is the most unpopular person in Indian, ladies and gentlemen. Iya Marietta, the president, is more popular than Dion Gute in India. That is the reason they couldn't go there, not just for security reasons. That was just one of the reasons he couldn't go there. They preach security, but stay back and push others to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still going to be talking about this in my monologue. I'm still going to be talking about this in my monologue. I'd like to take a short break out. Come back and bring to you the monologue for the day. So please, stay tuned.
Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable Joseph Werba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Werba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Werba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sitting in there. I will now take you to what I consider a very, very critical monologue that I bring to you today. And I title it, They Can't Kill, ladies and gentlemen. They just can't kill their way to victory in this war. And that is again the subject of the monologue that I bring to you today. After my monologue, I shall be joined by some very close family members to some of those who were killed on Monday in Guzan. Of course, I also have a panel that will be joining me to discuss that, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, La République du Cameroon is gathering her elite of southern Cameroon's extraction and tasking them with peace errands across Ambazonia. It is hypocritically and brazenly engaging in an indiscriminate scorched earth campaign that is wiping out every young male their soldiers come across in the southern Cameroons. This is not an overstatement. A fortnight ago, the chiefs were in France painting a rosy picture to the world that normality is finally returning in Ambazonia. Ingi elite in Momo County had only a few weeks prior to this gathered in Bamenda to put funds together for what they describe as IDPs Back to Home fund drive. Similar meetings have taken place in Oku, Ngoke, Tunisia, and in the southern zone, aimed at rallying IDPs to return home. We saw one last week in Boya. This time, it was that of Fontaine elite. They congregated with one message. It is time for IDPs to return home, they said. Come and see them lamenting of the level of development stagnation in Menju. Stagnation, they all appeared to be in agreement, is caused not by the war, not by the presence of the occupying soldiers in Menji, but stagnation caused by the presence of Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Talking about intellectual dishonesty. Last weekend was the turn of India. Dion Ngute bought front covers of almost all their newspapers to advertise his homecoming. They tagged it as, and I quote, a grand all-Indian people's conference, end of quote, and then promised that the conference will bring employment, development, and a road finally to India. But while his underlings trooped into India on Saturday and Friday, Mr. Ngute himself was nowhere to be found. He won't make it there for fear of FM 10 Kobo and the Expendables 100, and of course, including the fact that this is Iya Marianta's turf, and she definitely commands more public respect there than Mr. Ngute. Why the elite, ladies and gentlemen, are busy making these rounds in Ambazonia? The diplomatic community in Yaoundé seems not to be left out. Some of them appear to have been engaged and being encouraged to tour both Boya and Bamenda to see perhaps for themselves that normality is indeed back. Canadian High Commissioner, for example, was in Bamenda, visiting with so-called regional house or regional council members. Interestingly, one of the promises the Canadian High Commissioner made to the councillors in Bamenda, according to local newspapers, was that once back in Yaoundé, he would have to convince other members of the diplomatic community that it is now safe, he said, to drive to Bamenda. The American embassy had, in the same guise, on April the 22nd, in what sounds like one of La République du Cameroon's PRO outing, put out a statement warning American citizens to avoid visiting Boya and Bamenda. But that is not a problem. This is the problem. Their statement read in part, and I quote, the State Department's latest travel advisory for Cameroon recommends that U.S. citizens do not travel to the Northwest and the Southwest regions due to armed separatist activity that has led to increased levels of violence, they wrote. End of quote. Those who sit in the American embassy in Yaoundé and churn out such lopsided statements should be ashamed of themselves. Cameroon soldiers continue to massacre Ambazonians on a daily basis, village to village, and door to door. But see where the U.S. Embassy attributes blame for the violence and the insecurity? The separatists. They write. Who started the violence? The war, I mean, that has sent out close to 200,000 refugees and another close to 1 million in what they call internally displaced. Who is burning whole villages across the southern Cameroons? It is not the separatists, as the American embassy wants us to believe, as we would like to call them. It is the invading and occupying soldiers of the colonial Cameroon. And by the way, ours are not separatists. They are heroes, as in the order of the brave American young men and women who braved the odds and took up arms against the expanding colonial British interests. Those brave Americans have never been called separatists. Never, ladies and gentlemen. They are called heroes. They are called liberators. Without them, America's fate will have forever been condemned under the yoke of British domination. We hope that people who write these reports from the embassy will begin to do a little due diligence, not to come across sounding like La République du Cameroon PRO, public relation proxies. One thing is sure, La République du Cameroon is certainly loving and enjoying what they see. In the figment of their imagination, they believe the campaign to fool the world that peace has returned is working. But this is the problem. Why the peace and development conferences were going on, why the Canadian High Commissioner was in Bamenda anointing the sham regional council with a stamp of approval, Cameroon soldiers were busy carrying out a scorched earth policy that is seeing unarmed civilians, innocent people eliminated with the barrel of the gun and without any remorse. Cameroon soldiers, with the help of some infiltrators from this other side, are moving village to village, and in some cases, town to town, targeting and shooting unarmed male civilians at point blank. They care less whether or not you are a combatant. They just pull you out of your house. In some cases that we have learned, whole families have been pulled out, lined up, asked to sleep on their faces before they are executed like game. Like game. That's what happened in Guzang breaking Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. By the time the massacre was over, 8 civilians, unarmed, had been sent to their early graves. We have learned that early in the morning, that fateful Monday morning, right around 6:30 a.m., when the people were barely up from their beds, the barbarians who had invaded the village and taken up positions early that morning, led another detachment of theirs to go home to home, door to door, pulling out all the male and female occupants, separating the male from the female before shooting them to death. Of the 8 people killed and buried in a mass grave, we have learned that none of them carried a gun or had one. No, 0. Their lives were cut down just like that. In Oku, 40 bike riders returning from a funeral ceremony carrying no guns were also picked up, as at the moment their whereabouts remain unknown. They were not fighters. 40 fighters do not travel in a convoy carrying no guns. They were not fighters. Let's not forget that before proceeding to Guzang, they had gone down about 4 in Bali, making it 12. While this went on in Hindu, civilians in their homes were being killed, looted, and razed down by La République du Cameroon-sponsored Mborolo Fulanese. Some paid all the way from Nigeria to go kill civilians in Hindu. We have seen corpses too emerging from there. We have equally heard and seen killings emerging from Mbonge in Meme County. Not to forget those in Nguti, initiated by paid civilian infiltrators in that community. Why Cameroon soldiers go about killing civilians this way in the name of Amba? Their politicians and the so-called elite are in an all-out campaign preaching normalization of activities, preaching peace, and the need for development to resume and for the IDPs to return. Even the Canadian High Commissioner seems to have been coerced, ladies and gentlemen, into this peace normalization caravan. What was he doing in the so-called regional council, knowing the dubious circumstances under the so-called regional councils came about? Going forward, any elite or so-called cultural and development association seen holding meetings and talking about peace, about development, about employment, and about the need for the IDPs to return should be stoned. Again, they should be stoned. They are the reason why La République du Cameroon still drags her legs, refusing to come to the negotiation table in this conflict. They carry La République du Cameroon water and do their dirty jobs. We must launch another front against these so-called elites. We must daily remind them that there was once one Patrick Ekema who thought he was invincible, but it was only a matter of time until you found out he wasn't. La République du Cameroon is carrying out these pogroms in the hope that the Ambazonian restoration fighters get overwhelmed and surrender. They hope that we'll all raise the white flag and run to their knees and beg to surrender. They hope that you are demoralized. Wonder aloud why on earth we should keep on fighting. Ultimately, they want to dash our hope for our own free country. It is mind games, ladies and gentlemen, that they are playing here. Let's not forget this, fellow Ambazonians. Please, please, listen to the sound of my voice here. If you are thinking that if we just stop the war, if we just surrender, that they will stop killing our people, you'll make the biggest mistake in this conflict. If we fail to stand our grounds, if we capitulate, if we lay down our arms, trust me, that won't mark the end of the killings by any means. We haven't seen anything yet. It is then that La République du Cameroon will formally up the massacres, the killings. History serves such a great reminder here, and we must not forget about it. We must learn from history. When Cameroon fought the Bamilekis in the 50s through the 70s, those they caught and killed, their heads were cut up, chopped off, and lined up like souvenirs on roadsides for the living to see and gain maybe wisdom never to try them again. Felix Wanji, even after walking up to their gendarme post in Lum to surrender himself, was killed by a firing squad, even when the war was already over. Who kills a harmless person, ladies and gentlemen, who walks up and surrenders himself? We are seeing this all over Ambazonia. Only La République du Cameroon does this. The only reason why La République du Cameroon soldiers have restrained themselves from cutting the heads of our people like they did with the Bamilekis is because of the internet and the social media. If not, they would be lining our roads and streets with heads of our people, chopped off to send a warning to all of us that remain and still want to fight, not to try. Listen to my voice, ladies and gentlemen. If we surrender, that is when La République du Cameroon will actually intensify the killings. It is only then they will descend upon every town and every village in our territory to maim and to kill every young male they find alive. For them, it will be a necessity, so that fear is sown in the psyche of our people forever, so that no one else ever dreamed of Ambazonia or of picking up arms. The restoration fighters who are running into the waiting hands of La République du Cameroon thinking that they are safe should take particular note here. They will kill you if this war was to be over tomorrow. They will kill you. They will use you, kill you, and dump your corpses for ants to feast on them. They have no consciences. The Bamilekis example tells us that We have not yet seen all that Cameroon soldiers are capable of doing. Their barbarism. Their elite want us to give up. But guess what? After we give up, and the world is thinking that peace has returned to Cameroon, a new campaign of indiscriminate assassination, ladies and gentlemen, would have been launched to forever choke the idea of a free and independent Ambazonia. We must therefore stay the course and fight as if we have no other life to live. If you think I am wrong, if you think that this is just propaganda or some exaggeration, then I'll urge you to explain to me why soldiers will descend on a village and go door to door, hunting for fighters who have abandoned fighting and are living their normal lives to kill them. We have seen this all over Ambazonia. Cameroon soldiers going hunting and killing our fighters who have since abandoned fighting. The same message they send now in these killings is the same message they want to send tomorrow, even if the war is over. This is the message every fighter on the ground must get from La République du Cameroon soldiers in what they do. Do not come back home. Do not think that laying down your arms means safety and security for you. It isn't. You are not safe. They will still hunt you and kill you. Stay in your camps and die fighting. There will be no retreat. We will certainly get there. That is the monologue, ladies and gentlemen. I will take another short break, come back with an eyewitness account of what happened, ladies and gentlemen, of what happened in Batibo. So please, you stay in there. You stay in there for that eyewitness account. Stay in there for that eyewitness account, please, as I come back to you. All right, I don't know what is going on here. I don't know what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen.
The cry you will cry when the saints have gone. Cry it now while the saints are still around. The shout you will shout when you heard that the saints have gone. Shout it now while the saints are still around. After rapture, there will be no more mercy. This is the time to ask for God's mercy when the saints are still around. Mercy will not be available when the saints are gone. Grace will not be available when the saints are gone. Mercy and grace will not be available when the saints are gone. Repentance is now while the saints are still around.
Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come-together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come-together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come-together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put and continue to go ahead and hit the share button. Now I bring you somebody who is very, very close to what happened in the Guzang, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, this particular comrade has seen a lot. The family has seen a lot and has gone through a lot in this particular community called Guzang. Guzang is found in Batibo. I am talking about Doris here joining me from Belgium. Doris, please, again, accept our sympathies from here with what is going on with your family back home. I understand that your family was one of the families that was attacked by the French Cameroon soldiers on Sunday, breaking Monday. In fact, this happened right in your own compound, correct?
Yes, you are right, Secretary Chris. Thank you.
So tell us what you have been told from your brothers, your family back home. When did these people first step into your compound?
Information reaching me is that at 6 o'clock in the morning, the La République military stormed our compound where I'm born and bred, and because our compound, my fathers, they built together, though they went to my elder brother's house up compound, which is just about 20 meters away from my father's house. They brought out my nephew, that is Nde.
Okay.
They were sleeping, 3 of them on the bed. They brought them out of the bed and they came with somebody that was masked. And that person identified him purportedly to be the son of one of. They took him and they killed him.
Hold on a second. They came in masked. The first compound they went
they
to.
Came with somebody that was masked, and I'm told that this person is a defected
fighter.
Someone that worked once with our fighters and knows every corner around our area. So they were asking him, who is this person? So that person identified Nde as one of the fighter's son and that is why he was killed. So they brought him, there were 3 of them sleeping on the bed. They brought him out, and then they tortured the other people. They, like my niece, they hit her with an iron. She's seriously sick.
How old is your
brought him
niece?
out and, pardon?
How old is your niece?
She should be plus 18.
Plus 18, okay?
Hit her. Yeah. So, but Nde was 20 years old. Yeah. So they brought him out and they shot him on the neck from the back, and then from the back also, then to the stomach. Then he died. Then they came now.
So
to
hold
my father's
on.
house.
Hold on. Was your compound the first stop they made?
This is what I can't say, because from all indication, they came through all. They didn't come in one group. I'm told they came in many groups, and on many instances they came from all the corners. They didn't come with the cars, so they invaded Awam from all the corners with by trekking. And when they entered Awam, every house they came across, they were breaking into houses, torturing people, and the person that was with them, that was masked, was confirming to them, this person is an Amber, this one is not, or things like that.
So the person who was masked was definitely one of those defected fighters, I guess.
Defected, yes.
Okay.
Not guessing. Yeah, for sure. It is somebody that had worked with our boys, and he knew everybody. He knew wherever. He knew everything about them. So now he was confirming to these people, and that is how they were acting on it. But the unfortunate thing is, these people did not only come to kill; they come to steal. They harassed people. They took money. They took ID cards from people. And it was so unfortunate that they was shot in my compound where I'm born and bred, and that is where they killed him. They brought him out of the house and they killed him. Then they left. They went down to Lobot. We call him Lobot's compound.
Okay.
Where they met with 5 of our fighters who were harboring there, unfortunately, and they were all shot and dead, shot and killed.
Now, you told me earlier that they went to one compound, and there was a man, the wife, and about 3 kids, and they wanted to shoot them, but then one of them stepped forward and asked whether they had money in their house.
Yeah, that was my brother, because I was the first son to my mom. When they came, they brought him out and they were like asking, where are your children? He brought his 2 sons out, and they asked him, what do they do for a living? He said they are students. And what do you have on you? What he had on him, they collected it. They went with it. And then they went again to my steps and they took ID cards. Then they left. Now they went to our neighbors to down Lobot, where they killed the five fighters.
So
they were all in the same house.
5 fighters were all in the same house.
Yeah, in Lobot's house. Lobot is our neighbor. It's our closest neighbor from down.
Do they have any guns?
That is the unfortunate thing I cannot answer, because these people came. They took them on our way. They were fighters. Normally, I think they had their guns, but they were not preparing to face a war, to face a counter fight with La Republique. So it was so timely. They came in to kill and they got them, unfortunately.
How about the owner of that compound? Was he killed?
No, he's very old. Lobot. We call him Lobot. He's very old.
So they brought out the 5 and lined them up.
Yeah, they brought out some. One was hidden in the roof, and at the sound of the guns, and he was shouting from there, Jesus, 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 and that is how they shot him. Otherwise, he would have been saved. Yeah, because of fear, he was shouting, so they shot him. The rest, they shot them. Some died in the midst of the plantains. Yeah. So from what the description I had is like the children had, those that were killed, they had a lot of positions. It was like, they died in the positions of their parents, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you learn there was any exchange of fire between the fighters and the invading La République du Cameroon soldiers?
It is at the end that I was trying to understand that when news went around that these people have come in, that the other ones that were not attacked tried to fight with them.
That would
Tried
have
to
been
fight
after
with
the
them.
killings.
Yeah, that was, yes. As the killings were going on, news went around that Awam has been invaded. So the Guzang RFF, they came up and they were trying to counter them, but there were too many. They said there were about 300 of them who came in at the time.
So how is your family doing now? Despite, I mean, they escaped
it
death.
is so unfortunate. It is unfortunate. First, they are traumatized, and my brother is so old. He doesn't even have legs to move, you know. And they were asking them to go and show where the Amber boys were. He said he doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know. They say if you don't say, they will spray you. They will shoot you with your children and your wife. So. Yeah, I've been so traumatized since then, even up till now. Yeah. So that is where we are now.
Now, the fellow who was leading the French Cameroon thugs compound to compound, door to door, has he been recognized?
I heard people calling names, but the people who spoke to me didn't call a name, but they said they know that he is one of the people that came and worked with these boys and left, and he is now under the control of La République's army.
Now, I don't know whether you have an idea which camps are or exist in the Guzang. Is this the only camp that is known to exist in Guzang?
The unfortunate thing is that I think I'm somebody with a legal mindset. I think I have no right to speak with anything concerning security. I always like people to toe their lines and walk in the view of what they are capable of doing. I've never spoken to any fighter on zero because it is not my specialty. Even up to this moment, I've spoken to my family members. I've spoken to very close family members, and that is how I got my information. So talking to any fighter on ground zero is not my specialty, and I'm not ready to do that.
All right. So now, lastly, tell us how many people were killed. Is it 8? Some accounts say 8. Some say 12. Some say 14. What do you know?
8 people were killed, and one is a civilian. That is my nephew. That is Nde, who was sleeping in one of our compound houses, that was killed. And the other 5 that were killed at a robot were fighters. I identify 2 of them. One is Robot's grandson to a sister that I know, and we grew up together. And
okay.
The other one happened to be the son to one of my stepmother's. It's like a grand nephew to my stepmother. So I identified 2 of them. Then the other one, they say one is from Bali and one is from Cambe. So the other ones I don't know. Yeah.
All right, Doris, please again once more accept our condolences for your sister, your cousin who was killed in this. We just hope that your brother and the family will remain safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, that was one of the victims of these killings in Guzang early Monday morning. I am now being joined by a panel here that has an input ladies and gentlemen, to what is happening in Guzang and in Ambazonia as a whole. You heard me. They are not only killing in Guzang, they are killing in the Nguti, they are killing in Mbonge, they are killing all over the place, including Indu. What are we going to do? I know the tendency for many to say is, oh, let's do this, firepower, and so on and so forth. Let me bring in Comrade Sikot Judson, who happens to come from Mogamo and is very much aware of some of the happenings, the going on in this place. Comrade Judson, it's great to have you back, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cristiano. Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Unfortunately, I would have wished that I would come here on a happy note, giving my propositions on the way forward for Ambazonia, but I'm coming here after a disaster in homeland. Good evening, good morning, dear Ambazonians, and courage to you all. And also to tell Madori, my condolence to Madoris and every Ambazonian family that lost their life.
All right, thank you. We are also being joined by Bishop John Egiawan. Bishop John, great to have you back, sir. Bishop John, you are muted on your side, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
I was
there
muted.
You go.
Yes, thank you very much, Secretary Chris. It is indeed a sad day, a sad week for us in Ambazonia, as it has always been. Our sincere condolence go to the families that have lost loved ones and family members. And this is a wake-up call. It is a learning period both for us and the civilians and the ARFs to know that we are at war, and at no point should we lay down our arms and think that we can run away from this war.
All right, we're going to get there, Bishop John. Hang in there, we're going to get there. Let me introduce the last guest here. Reverend Asong, who happens to be the Defense Secretary here at the interim government. Reverend Asong, good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris. Thank you, Ambazonians, for coming on to watch this program. It's always a pleasure to be on ABS to talk to our people and letting them know that we are with them, give them all the assurance that no matter what the difficulties that they are going through, we are strongly behind them, and we'll always be here to encourage them to stay focused. Greetings to you, Bishop John and Comrade Sikot. It's a pleasure being with you on this panel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get back into the issues right now. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, Ambazonians are upset. Ambazonians are angry. Ambazonians want to see something happening on ground zero to curb these incursions by terrorist French Cameroon soldiers. Comrade Sikot, let me come to you first. What do you make of all these incessant attacks again and again? If it is not La Republique of Cameroon, it is a sister force going after people in Guzang, fighters in Guzang and Batibo. What do you make of this, sir?
Sir, it is of no surprise that the enemy will always struggle to kill us and to destroy us. It is no secret that they do not like us. They like our resources. So if they had the opportunity, they will waste everybody in order to get our land. It is all left to us to prepare and work as a people, united in purpose, to chase these people away. It is left to us to know where we made mistakes in the past, that 5 years is enough time for us to have had experience. Our CV in defense must have risen. Even people who entered like novice, like all of us did, can now at least know a lot of things that can make us now draw a strategy to move forward, reduce the costs on us, and instead reduce the time that we have to reach Boya. So
I understand you, but in this case, what does unity got to do with French Cameroon soldiers killing our people this way?
Well, when I talk about unity, is first of all the fact that we are stronger together. Let me give something more specific here. If you know where Guzang is, you will understand that it will need a very big force to defend Guzang. The place, the last time I spoke with you on this forum, I said Guzang is not, first of all, a very good location for any restoration forces. It has 5 different routes that enter into that same region. So this time around, the military used one of those routes and got them right into their bases. And so we need to be more alert, we need a greater force, and we need better arms. If we do not, then we need to collaborate with other forces. Because so far, the nearest camp that was basic did not come for backup. It means there is a problem there. The other camps around did not come up. We hear now that it was the ADF that was coming, which means we have some work to do. Finally, when we also slow down in our attacks against the enemy, it gives them chance to come to us. We have given them chance. Particularly, I want to talk to my people in Mogamo. I want to talk to forces in Momo. We have given the chance to La Republique to have a breathing space. We have given them chance to maneuver our territory. We have given them chance to move through the shortcuts that we use all the time, and they are now getting comfortable surveying our areas, getting black legs amongst us, and used to get right onto us, and they are getting us. So the best way to keep them away is to keep them on the run. Continuously attacking them will keep them away from us. And to do that, they need collaboration. We, diaspora, need to give them the arms that they need, and especially grounded.
All right, let me bring in Bishop John. You have been in this for quite a long time, and this just continue to happen again and again and again. And each time it happens, we demonstrate our bitterness, our anger. But it's getting to a point where people wonder, for how long do we just get angry? Bishop John.
Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir.
There are principles. There are principles. And if principles are not followed, we have to pay the consequences. We are fighting a war that we are not equipped as the enemy. We are supposed to be guerrillas, and we are supposed to be at war full time. But for many reasons, or few reasons, the boys on the ground, the ARFs, I would say the restoration fighters, some of them, they take it like play or like a joke. The civilian community, they take this like a joke. I don't know how many times I've had confrontation with some Ambazonians. Oh, I'm neutral. It angers me to hear people say things like this. These are the type of things that prolong this war, Secretary Chris. Indiscipline among the ARF, I mean war discipline, they lack it. When you are at war, You are alert at all time. You are expecting the enemy 24/7. There's no time that you can lay down your guard. Also, there's political crisis that we have in Ambazonia, where you see the Bitcoin cabal or the cabal from the Momo cabal they used to call, have divided us, divided the interim government and caused our synergy has been reduced. You know, when there's that division, it divides the synergy. Some of the fighters say they are from this, some are from this, and then also the financial resources, all this slow down. It affects, in fact, we are out of principles, like Comrade Siko was talking about, Kami unity. I mean, we have to see at one point that people have to leave aside their ego, their personal interest, their personal ambition, and focus on Ambazonia and the freedom of Ambazonia, where everybody is coming together for the good of Ambazonia, not thinking about themselves. And then when we do this, we are going to win. We are going to win, Secretary Chris. These are all the things. We are out of principle. We need to come back to the basics. We need to come back to the basics. This is going to us in the diaspora. This is going to the civilians on ground zero. This is going to the ARFs on ground zero. And this is going to everybody, the leadership. This is going to all other groups or organizations that says they are Ambazonian. This goes to them too. Because some of them, they call themselves they are organization of Ambazonia, but they are not contributing a dime to support this war. So there are many, many things that we need to do in order to regroup and face this enemy that is not letting go.
Reverend Asong, you are in charge of our military now. Lots of people are looking up to you. What, if I may ask, what are you hearing from Guzan?
What am I hearing? Or
yes, what are you hearing in Guzan?
Yeah, what I'm hearing is that the black legs are the ones that were going around showing the various fighters and identifying them with La Republic, and the military were dressed in civilian. So one person that was that the first house they went, they asked the person to give money. So the person gave them 400,000. So when he gave them 400,000, his life was safe. And then they took they took him to, or they took somebody else to go and show the other person. So when I showed the other person, and then one of the military said that the guy that just gave us the money, if we don't go back, it will not look good on us. So we should go back and finish with him. So, but the guy was smart enough to run away with his family, and that's the only reason why they did not take away his life and his 400,000. So they were just going knocking on doors and then taking out people, killing them and dump them. But this is because our people have decided to betray their own inheritance because of crumbs of bread from a total stranger. Because I don't see any reason why you will decide to betray your son's neighbor because of one reason or the other, or because of the fact that they did one thing or the other to you that make you upset, that you have refused to let go the grudges or the misunderstanding that you had some years ago or some months ago. Because that's exactly what is happening. People are just trying to use this revolution to do their payback or whatever they think that they can do. And if you really look at this, to Chris, the money they are even paying these black legs is nothing reasonable compared to life. But you see how the spirit and wicked some of our people are. They are ready and willing to do that for any chicken change that is given to them, to destroy other children's kids. But the message I have for those in Buzang that are responsible for the death of those 7 healthy young men, that we are going to come after you, and when we pick all of you, we're going to kill you the same way you make them to be killed. There is going to be an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. There is no time for any remorse for anybody that is willing to send another person to their unearly grave. We're not going to allow that practice. The game is changing now. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. We don't have time to fool around anymore. So if that's your job that you have been hired to do in the northern zone or in the southern zone, immediately you identify, we are going to kill you the same way you kill them. Because it doesn't matter if you did it or not. The fact that you voluntarily accepted to take that responsibility of going around identifying ambers for them to be killed, you are a killer as well. So we're going to make sure we pick you. We are investigating you people. You might think that you have survived. We are investigating you people. Once we pick all of you, we identify, we are sure, we do the investigation, we're going to kill you as well. We don't have time to chew words. We don't chew words here. The same way you send them to their early grave, the same way we are going to send you to your early grave. This also goes to those in Balangi, Secretary Chris. The same thing happened in Balangi, where you saw civilians picked up Amber fighters in the name of that they were terrorizing them, or they seized their farm cocoa, and they decided to take La Republique to where Amber boys are, show them, pick them up, kill them. And even when La Republique shot one of the guy and he did not die, he was trying to run for his dear life. The civilians ran after him, picked him up, brought him back, and set him on fire. We are investigating those perpetrators that carry that act. We're going to find all of you in Balangi, and we're going to kill all of you at the same time. And we don't need any phone calls when they are picked up. We don't need anybody to call us to say that it's my brother, is innocent. No.
All right.
As long as you identify, you will be killed as well. Thank you.
All right. Let me ask this question to Comrade Sikot and Bishop John out there. We have a problem on the ground, and that problem is one of what they call black legs. Black legs. 8 people would not be killed in Gozan but for the black leg. If I may ask you guys, with your expertise in running our fighters throughout the 5 years of this war, what can be done with this black legism that we see growing on ground zero? It is very, very discouraging for our people who just want to see the war go on, but then being betrayed by people like this. What is going to be done? Comrade Sika.
Thank you very much for this question. I really want to discuss on this topic. And by the way, our sister Doris was talking about the black leg that came with a mask. Let me start by identifying this black leg. This guy is called The Rock. The Rock is was the assistant to Tornado. He's called Late Tornado. I want to explain this thing because I spoke it here on this program when you called me up to question me about the death of Commando. And I made some comments about Tornado. And I told you here, as well as I've been telling other Ambazonians, particularly Mugamans, that we are dealing with some terrible guys you don't know. We are dealing with black legs that you don't know. Nobody listens. Let me explain further. Tornado was in Numben working with Commando. Most often when they put those prisoners, when they catch the black legs or somebody who is doing one thing or the other and put in that camp, he was one of those who will go into that hole and kill this prisoner. And everybody will come shouting, Commando has killed in his camp, and so on. So that is how they come originally from Bengui, from Momo. And so they were all driven away from Numben when the last incident happened with Abo, with Debo. Then these same boys went and staged that video of that ammo car in Gi, that they claimed that they had called one ammo car, they have destroyed it, and then they said they had harvested an AK, which we analyzed that it was a staged video, and they were supposed to be paid by some comrades. I don't want to be calling their names now. Until they have these problems, when Tornado was killed by civilians in Bangui when he went to steal, then his assistant left from the camp and escaped with an AK and joined the military. Now, my issue is, if we were also very sensitive, those in the defense of Mugamo at that time, if they have listened when I was cautioning that these are the terrible boys amongst us, let us clean them. Let us collaborate and get the sources and get those bad ones weed off. We wouldn't. Whatever. These guys have gone with the guns. What were the others doing about their defenses? You know that people have left from you. They have left from your camp. Even commandos that came from a setup from inside their camp. So it means that there is so much infiltration.
Now you are making some revelations. Now you are making some revelations here. So commandos death was actually a setup? Because you know we have been told all along that commando died in the battlefront.
He died in the battlefront. Certainly. Let me explain something here. The first instance when commando was to go to that camp, I explained to you last time that when he was going, immediately he was to go the following day to get an attack in Gi. Then this boy went and staged the video that he has break the military barrack in Gi, and he was showing an AK he harvested from there. Okay. Which we still criticize that it was not true. So how did he know commando was going there? That was one. The second thing is that commando left to go and fight to take off the Dio of Widikum. People do not know this story. I was in the knowledge of that one. But when they were going, before they got to Widikum, the military had put so much, that is, they had used Odeshi put on the ground, and about 8 forces have crossed and they became weak. They could not move anymore. So none could cross that place. It was commando himself who crossed and took those fighters and they carried them. Immediately they were carried away, the other military were appearing and shooting. They succeeded to move away with those boys. They succeeded, and they were thanking the commando for being there, else all of them would have been dead. That was the second instance. That is when commando decided that nobody will know when I'm going out again, nor where I'm going. Only those in his camp. But immediately he got there. I did not know. I now receive a call from Henry Tingwe that commando has fallen on the battle. I did not know he has gone out. So so you see some of these sources of this rock is now showing some of the holes we already had amongst us long time ago that we could not uncover. And that is why when things begin to happen like this, we begin to identify them, but people had been speaking. Now, when you leave from, when a general drives some boys because of bad work, and you take them into your camp, then there is already a problem. You want to take those.
If I may get it, what are you suggesting then?
What I'm suggesting is that when we come into an environment, for example, in Mogamo, what we need is that most of those forces had been collaborating with different people. For example, there is that entry of Iringwa. There are many other people that are talking with different camps. For example, this camp in Guzan, they are under the IG, and there are the commandos of Ambazonia, another group, and there is another in Tibet. What we can do is that everybody that is a stakeholder there should come together into a collaborative platform where they can share intelligence instead of hating one another. When they come together,
if I may stop you a little bit there, do you need a collaborative platform to stamp out black legs? Because they don't announce when they're coming to do harm, isn't it?
Good, because if I have an intelligence about one black leg, I can share it with you, and you will have the confidence because we are working together. But if I have an intelligence and you do not want to catch me, how do we work it out? Now, recently they said there is recalibration. I welcome that idea. They created a group, that LGA of Mugamo for Marietta, for President Marietta. They added me. I went there, I stayed there, gave my contributions. And suddenly, some of the big names that want to remain prominent said, this guy should resign from Batibo. He should never speak anywhere until he resigns. Before they would talk. Now the problem was me and not working together to help our boys that have not been working for a long time.
Okay.
Now these boys, yes.
Let's leave it there for a moment, please. Let me go to Reverend Asung, who happens to
When
be...
we finish with this, it is good to also know what really happened, because our sister didn't explain how they came in and how they succeeded to kill 8 people. So we can come back to that.
All right,
so that
we'll
our
come back to
viewers
that. But
really know
Reverend
what
Asung,
happened.
if I may come back to you, you are the defense secretary here. How do we stamp out these blacklegs?
Well, my policy is blacklegs should be cleaned out of it, because if we think that we will keep forgiving them, they keep multiplying. So if we don't take aggressive measures, they're going to kill the momentum of the ARF. We just thank God that the ARF are very resistant and they know exactly why they pick up the arms, because killing 8 of your friends at the same spot can be very painful and demoralizing. But we thank God that they are still strong and they are still standing. And I'm telling all of them that any blackleg that they identified, they should change the names of those blacklegs. We have to clean the house. We don't have time to fool around with blacklegs. And Ambazonians and restoration fighters on the ground, you have to focus and put your loyalty on the flag. You cannot even accept that people in the diaspora will be the one to be the cause of your death. If any fighter is being killed out of carelessness, because to me it will be that he's careless. Because if you know very well that you pick up the flag or you pick up the arms because you want to liberate homeland, there is just no reason why someone in the diaspora will send you 1 million, 2 million and ask you to go and start killing fellow Ambazonians who are for the cause. So a lot of the ARF needs a lot of education or constant talking to them to make sure that the blacklegs in the house should be cleaned out. We need to clean out the blacklegs. If we don't clean out the blacklegs, these blacklegs are going to help us lose this war. We cannot afford to lose this war. We cannot afford. We just learned that they have bought a lot of Northern Zone regalia, Bameda regalia. How do they get it? Who sold them those dresses? It's our own people selling it to them. For them to put them on and dress like the Bamendas, enter a bus and go down to Kumba and kill our people. There is no mercy for any blackleg. I don't have time for any mercy for blacklegs. We have to clean out all the blacklegs. We don't have time for that. We're not going to pamper them. We have pampered them enough. We think that they feel for us, but they don't feel for us. All they are trying to do is to destroy the revolution. They are trying to put an end to the revolution, and we are not going to allow them to be roaming around us. We are going to clean them all out. We'll fish them out. We identify all of them and we'll clean them out. If you don't like this message, don't be a blackleg. If you want to be a blackleg, we are coming for you on a very serious note. We don't have time. No time.
All right, wonderful. Let me bring in Bishop John here. Bishop John, you have been here in this struggle forever, and you see what blacklegs are going about doing, not just yesterday, but almost from when this war started. You see them, some were caught up, taken to the DDROs. Now they began to act as informants and agents for the Republic of Cameroon. I have said in my monologue that if they think that using them they will use them and compensate them and not kill them, they make a very big mistake. Look at, for example, where is Kawa? Is it Kawa Yannick? Nobody knows where he is. Nambere has now found his way out to get out of the place, and he is now speaking of what is going on. We have seen many of these black legs killed by the same French Cameroon soldiers. And as I stated, what they did to the Maquis, they will do to these very boys because they don't trust them. They don't trust them. So, Bishop John, what would you be saying to these so-called black legs?
Secretary Chris, I have never changed my message. When I was Defense Secretary, I put out a message that was very clear. It is about the act of war. The enemy closest to you is the most dangerous enemy, and you should take them out first. When I was in the military, we had targets, and the target ranged anywhere from 25 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, 150 meters, 250 meters, 300 meters. The enemy closest to you at the 25 meter is the one who can easily kill you. You kill them first. You kill the enemy first. Now, the problem is that Ambazonians have refused to identify who an enemy is. They think that an enemy can only be La Republic, or they think that an enemy can only be a military. That is the problem we are facing. There are enemies in the house. An enemy can carry your last name. An enemy can be your brother. An enemy can be your sister. An enemy is an enemy. Anybody who is against you, working with an enemy, that person is an enemy. Anybody who is enabling your enemy to come and kill you, that person is an enemy. So Ambazonians should be willing to accept the definition of who an enemy is, and they should be willing to treat every enemy equally, the way they would treat La Republic. And so these people, blacklegs, they have always been there. And we have told them, don't spare them. But they don't listen. Even some defense chief, they say, oh, we cannot kill our own. Anybody who is from our area, and we cannot kill our own blood. You hear nonsense like this from people from the same LGA going against principle or orders that is coming from the defense. And now you see things happening in that same counties that people don't want to kill their own. That's what we are seeing in Momo. We see it in Bui, in other areas. That's because of this. My brother, let me tell you, an enemy is an enemy. If anybody did hear me from outside, una ambassador did hear me. Enemy na enemy. Enemy feel the way your same time close. Enemy feel it look like you. Enemy dey look like you. Talk your country talk. Na enemy. But that enemy na one we go take your head. Or go work with your enemy when a police will kill you. It don't be an enemy. The fact that you get the same blood, the same last name, not mean say you get to stay. If you live it for inside house, you work and have go kill a republic, now he will take you out. Now the reason that way we lost plenty soldier away, no be then now this black leg they kill them. If not na black leg, never lost plenty soldier them. So when I start to clean them up, now all that, now enemy, whether an enemy, I see the enemy, kill the enemy, now all that. Because the thing I say, if you don't kill the enemy go kill you. That's all. There should be only two categories of people, Secretary Chris. Enemies and friendlies. That's it. It doesn't matter if they are Ambazonian or La Republic or Russians or French. It doesn't matter. Categorize them. Who is an enemy? You treat them as an enemy, and who is a friendly, and you treat them as a friendly. We need to accept this principle, and we need to accept this fact, and that is going to save a lot of lives. Thank you.
All right. We are going to take a brief break out, and when we come back, we move to another subject still concerning security. 40. La République du Cameroon picked up 40 of our people, not fighters, civilians, returning from a funeral in the Oku. When we come back, we're going to get into that. Stay tuned, please.
Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. the vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for Southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put. Now, you all have learned of the abduction of 40 of our people. I like you, stay put, look at the images. The faces you see on the screen are the faces of the 40 bike riders abducted in Oku by La République du Cameroon. Take a look at their faces. Again, you are looking at the faces of 40 Ambazonians, bike riders abducted by French Cameroon soldiers a day ago. Now, they were not carrying any arms. No arms were found in them. But as I speak up to today, nobody knows their whereabouts. Those are the faces. Again, 40 of them, ladies and gentlemen. Again, these people continue to perpetrate these illegalities with impunity. Comrade Seeker, what do you make of it?
My elder brother, Mr. Chris, what would I say? What will I say again? Apart from saying that these people hate us to the core. These 40, they are even known because some people, some witnesses saw it. Else they would have been summarily executed. There are many of them, and there are many mass graves we are going to discover. And it takes only all of us to rise up against La République and cry even to the international community, and that is the only way we save these our brothers, because they are not amber fighters. They even pretend that because of their looks, because when they see their hair, they say this is an amber boy. How do you identify someone to be an amber from their hair? It means even La République du Cameroon, everyone would be prisoners, because they have tinted hair, they have a plaited hair, and all type of things. Sir, it didn't happen only in Oku, as we have seen now. In Boya prison, yesterday, the 26th, they took the military stormed the military the prison and took 3 of the prisoners. When they were asked by others, where are you taking them to? They said they are taking them to the court. Since yesterday till this moment I'm speaking to you, they have not returned. We have Merim Musufa. we have Ndi Lewis, and we have Achum Clinton. 3 people have disappeared from the prison, taken by the military, and others are giving me the alarm because it is not normal for a military to take people to the court. It is done by the warders. So that is how they take people from prison, go and kill. Today, they also brought in 3 minors, less than 15 years. They are all sleeping on the floor. They're still in Boya prison. Those ones are lucky. We have 4 doctors there. Doctors are caught for treating Amber boys. That is why I accept with all of you about what you said about black legs. I love the rhetoric. We don't have to spare them. But what we left out is the fact that what about the black legs we have amongst us in the diaspora? They move from one group to the other. If the IG discovers somebody as a black leg and he's thrown out, the person goes to IGK. If that person leaves from there and is discovered, he go to AGC and start fighting the other group. We also have to fetch our own black legs here because they're doing a more detrimental work. They work in collaboration with those on Ground Zero. If we are finishing those that are in Ground Zero when we catch them, what about those in diaspora? Let us weed them out from amongst us. And all of us, all the groups, all the frontline movements, denounce them and drive them from our midst. By their fruit you shall know them. They are amongst us.
Well, I think you are definitely right. Bishop John, look at these faces on the screen. 40 of them picked up without guns, and they are said to be Amber boys. We do not know whether they are all still alive today. What can the interim government do in this case? And not just the interim government, every other group out there that says they are fighting for Ambazonia. What can be done?
Secretary Chris, this is where I wish to see the humanitarian organization that says they are in Ambazonia. This is where the humanitarian organization have to stand up and call out La République du Cameroon for these atrocities. I think the interim government should be contacting the human. They should be contacting the UNHCR. They should be contacting the International Committee of the Red Cross, and we should be calling out all those NGOs who say they are NGOs in Ambazonia. Some of them who are just making their money. This is the time. Those women who say they are Northwest, Southwest women, something. They only know how to go out. Something concerns Ambazonia, but when something concerns military, you don't see them out. This is time for all those people to be coming out. Secretary Chris, Comrade Siko said something about the black legs among us and the people among us. What we can do, we don't have the mechanism, we don't have to hold some of these people accountable and responsible for some of these things. But what we can do is to be calling them out. We have to intentionally start calling people out, identifying them by their true names and their faces, and letting the world know and letting the rest of Ambazonia know that this is what is going on. Like all those humanitarian organizations, those NGOs on the ground who say that they are fighting for the rights of women, they are fighting for the rights of people. Now, where are they? How many of you have you seen gone out carrying something and saying anything concerning these 40 people that were just arrested? Innocent civilians have been arrested and taken away by the Republic. Where are those NGOs? Where are those women groups? Where are those who say that they are working for equality or they are neutral in Ambazonia? Where are they? This is time for them to speak up. This is time for the humanitarian organization to speak up. Yes, because I don't think that this one is against anything. It is their duty to let the world know that this kind of atrocities are being committed by La République du Cameroon in Ambazonia. Yes, this is how we know who is who. That's what I would say. The interim government should be holding everyone who is on the ground accountable. It should be holding all these organizations and all these associations. This is the time we know which organization is really doing the work or not. And hold them out of this. And some of them, we should revoke their ability to work in Ambazonia like those our local NGOs who carry out palm and they cry against Ambazonia. But when it comes time for them to cry against La Republic, they cannot cry against La Republic, especially in a situation like this. It is time for us to
You
call
are
them
very
out.
right. Bishop John, you listened to me in my monologue, talked about a certain statement coming out from the American embassy warning people not to go to the northern zone or to Bamenda or to Boya, according to them, because of the violence being masterminded by separatists, as they call it. Now, 40 people are picked up. You will not see a single report coming out from any of these diplomatic missions or these NGOs on the ground. And they want us to just sit here and lament and let our people be killed, and they call them separatists. I think at this moment, if they really care, if these NGOs care, they should begin to pick the phones and call the ministries in Yaoundé and say, we want these people released with immediate effect. They should stop telling us that the violence is being caused by the separatists. Violence started when Cameroon declared war. Reverend Asson, please, your turn.
Where is Agbobala?
Thank you.
Where's
Agbobala who says
Agbobala?
a human right. Where is he?
Yes, where's Agbobala? Where are all those lawyers? Where are the women of Northwest, Southwest? Where are they? All right, Reverend Asson, please.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary Chris. I just want to say that if those who think they can outsmart us because they are in the Western countries and they think they can play over the mentality of Africa, we Ambazonians are smarter than those games of politics they are trying to play to protect their interests. That being said, all I will tell every francophone that is in Ambazonia, if those 40 boys are not released, 40 francophones will be picked up, and if these ones are not released for us to see, we will pick up 40 francophones,
with you for that.
irrespective of who
La
you are.
République citizens, not only francophones. Don't say because francophone is French speaker. La République.
So I just want to make that clear that we don't care who you are, because these boys were picked up for no reasons. They are bike drivers. They are trying to survive to take care of their families. And if you are responsible, you knew that the La République was in that funeral and you did not tell them, and you monitor their movement and told La République that they will be leaving at that funeral for this particular time, and they were picked up on their way, well, good for you. You can clap for yourself. But I'm sending this message to all the francophones or La République agents that are in the territory. If we don't see these 40 young men, fathers, women's husbands that you have picked to make those women miserable and their children miserable, we are going to pick up 40 of you people. 40 La République. If these ones are deleted, be assured that you will be deleted as well. We'll make sure Amber identify all the francophones in that area. We don't care who you are. We will not even bother. If you are a woman or a man, you will make sure we pick 40. And this is what is going to happen from now henceforth. Any Ambazonia that is killed, La République will be killed. Civilians, we don't have time anymore. If you kill an Ambazonian, we are going to kill any La République that lives in Ambazonia. This is the way we are going to do this war. Now we are going to activate the Mosaic law. We don't care who will take the victory. We don't care. But we're going to make sure that it is active, both in our territory and both in your territory. We don't care. This whole thing about Geneva Convention, we don't want to hear it anymore, because Geneva Convention has never been active since the killing of our mothers, our children. We don't want to hear it. Nobody should tell us about it. We don't want to even talk about it, because if it was active, La République cannot continuously be killing our people, and the international community knows that these are two separate countries, and they want to give a blind eye to that. We are sick and tired of international community politics. I, as a mother, am telling you, we are going to do eye for an eye. A tooth for a tooth is high time. We are going to make sure that it is implemented. In this leadership, that is how we are going to go. Take it or leave it. You can take it to the bank. We don't care. If these 40 boys, 40 fathers are not released, 40 francophones will be killed same way they are killed, if at all they are killed. If we don't see them, let me repeat myself. If we don't see these 40 fathers that are struggling to take care of their wives and their kids, you pick them up because of their looks, because of their profession, and they are doing it because of frustration, we will make sure we pick 40 francophones in Ambazonia. We don't care who you are. And if we don't see them, we will do the same thing you have done to them, to your own brothers and sisters. From now henceforth, that is how we are going to operate. Until the international community can see that this thing is between two countries and not trying to play us game that is internal problems. We don't have time for that. We have passed that era.
All right.
We are smarter than that. You can keep your politics to yourself, but we are going to be very aggressive. Anybody you kill will kill francophones the same way. We don't care if you are Ambazonia, you were born there and you are a francophone. I'm sorry, you are unfortunate ones. We pick you up, we are done. No more story.
Can I add
All right.
something
Let
to what?
Comrade Sikot give the last word there, and I open the phone lines and take a few calls from Ground Zero.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to add up to something Bishop John said a while ago. He was asking where the international organizations are. I can't go further than that. And I want to praise the rhetoric of Reverend Asom. But I want to go further to say that our eyes are open on those Ambazonians, those people those artists, particularly the artists from Southern Cameroon extraction that are being used by La République du Cameroon for concerts. They are used in their stadiums. They are used in everything in the name of plus 237. They are everywhere. They say the prisoner support. Some are talking about how they love Cameroon too much. They are provoking us, and situations like this, we cannot see them. When there is something in La République, you will see them there. They want to showcase themselves and work their money. We understand that they cannot talk publicly in support of us. We understand they must protect their lives. But there are people that use their skill, like Askia. She sings with solidarity for the people that are being killed. For you to fight for bike riders is solidarity for Ambazonians. It's not working with us, separatists. There are lives, 40 people on the line. We have musicians in Uganda that have become politicians because they want to save their people. Our own artists all have to they praise politicians in Yaoundé. Is it because we do not have the means to hold them now? We will hold. If we don't hold them now, I am saying if we will have independence. It's not if we have independence. We will have independence because the independence of Southern Cameroon is irrevocable and is irreversible. And when it comes, people like them, we will not take it lightly on them. Every politician and church leaders, Bishop Desmond Tutu stood up for his people. What is happening with our own bishops and priests and prophets? Prophets don't fear politicians. What has happened with those from Southern Cameroon? They are so afraid of death. Stephen was stoned and he was seeing Jesus, but he did not
They are not
stop when he
afraid
was
of
stoned.
death. They love money. And
They love money.
power.
It means they are not even called. Look at this, and the people are dying every day and they cannot stand up. So we know them and we are seeing them, because by their fruit we shall know them. If we get independence, and even you, Mr. Chris, and you are saying no reconciliation with everybody, no, some of those people will pay for their dues. So, the Ambazonians, we are not looked upon. Nambere even said we are not looked upon as Amba fighters. They look at us all as enemies. They categorize us as enemies. So I am urging Ambazonians, even at your hidden corner, support the boys on the ground. Give them advice, give them food, advise diaspora brothers. You all have brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Our parents at home, our sisters and brothers, advise your brothers in the diaspora that are a problem. Let them get united so that we should finish this thing quick and go home. I was on a call with Reverend Asong the other day and Babila. That is the spirit. We should do it. I see a couple of minutes ago, Mr. Chris put the video of Mark Barata, his live show, on this platform. A while ago, he was putting the video of Honorable Weber. That is the way we should go. We should hold the hands of one another and fight this thing, because they don't differentiate when they kill us. Thank you very much, senior comrades in the house, and especially Reverend Asong. Woman, God bless you all. Thank you, Chris, for bringing me on this show.
All right, thank you, comrade. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take another brief break out, and when I get back, I open the phone lines and let's hear from our people out there. Stay tuned, please.
Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there. Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put. Now we have the phone lines open. We would like to hear from you, get your contribution on this subject that we have been discussing through the 2.5 hours we have been here. You got the phone lines there on your screen. So go ahead, call in. We'd like to hear from you, especially if you are on ground zero. Let's know what you think. Okay, we have the first caller here. Hello. 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 Please, I need you to turn down the volume of your television. Focus only on your phone.
Hello, Chris.
Okay. Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, this is Ernest. I'm calling from Maryland.
Okay, and go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yeah, I can see how everyone is infuriated over there in on your program, and I'm happy that Reverend Asong is over there. So the way out for this war now, Reverend Asong, don't go about the military guys. You have to put down any office, your office, education office, veterinary, anything that anybody is working and coming out from there and taking money from the Republic means that they are in control. The Dios and everybody should start going out now. And then we know that we are fighting the war. That time everybody is going to join into this war and we'll fight it out. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That is your own opinion. Let's hear what others have to say. The phone lines are open. All right, let's see who is next. This is, I guess this is South Africa. Hello.
Yes, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I guess you're calling from South Africa, correct?
Yes, I'm calling from South Africa.
All right, go on with your contribution, sir.
Yes, that's correct. From South Africa.
All right, go on.
Yes, my contribution to the panel and to the struggle, and this contribution also should go to every Ambazonian. As far as you are a man, a male in Ambazonia, you should not just see things and consider that maybe because of the fact that the struggle has slowed down, you just begin to take life as just normal. You need to know that La République du Cameroon they've all had a target. Their target is to weaken the pillars that will stand to resist La République in any form, which are the men. So every man that lives, or any boy that lives in back at home in ground should know that whether there is a whatever that is going on, they should know that they are a target. They should be very, very aware, and that the interim government should develop a strategy that we can be teaching and advising our people on how we should be going about this thing. We should educate them on this thing, that it is not just because of the fact that certain things have just gone slow to a certain level. We should just relax our mind. Everyone is a target. La République, they don't care. They are only looking for how they can kill every son in Ambazonia, that they know that they are the potential people who can stand tomorrow and resist them. So everyone should be careful, whether you are living at what angle you are doing what, whether you are not directly or indirectly involved with the struggle. You should know that you are a target. No one should tell you this. It's automatically that you should know that you are a target.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I want to believe that you are trying to do your part out there by volunteering to be part of the interim government to help in some of these things, because often we say a lot, we talk a lot, but expect others to do it. I really hope that you are putting your time into this too.
Definitely, Chris. This is not something that you can be asking me again. Definitely, I'm a 1,000,000% Ambazonia. There is nothing our fathers started this from the day that La République du Cameroon violated the agreement we had to return the federation we had with them to a unitary state. That was all. The relationship now stop from there. We do not have anything to do with La République du Cameroon. Everybody should know this. It is not something that we should be asking or telling anybody again. From that day that the relationship was violated, the laws, the agreement we had together with them were violated. That was the end. It was there. The thing that they were telling us that we no longer need you people. You could go back. So we are now going back. Why are they fighting back? We need to go back. So that is clear. We are in 1,000,000%. No going, no surrender.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see who is next here. Let's go to ground zero. Hello. Hello? Hello? Lost that caller. Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
Bamenda. I'm calling from Bamenda.
Bamenda. All right, go on.
Yes. I must confess that the program today has been very sensational and very realistic. You see, finally we are beginning to realize that we are on our own. This is something that some of us have stated long ago. Nobody will save Ambazonia. Nobody will deliver us but ourselves. And I have always believed personally that without cruelty, ruthlessness, wickedness, in quotes, we are going nowhere. You see, it's funny to me that we are still talking about the fate of blacklegs and traitors. These are people that ought to have been eliminated long ago. We are going nowhere with that. Their numbers have multiplied. Their numbers have multiplied because they continue to give the impression that if they do whatever they do, they'll be spared. Francophones continue to go about doing their business. Francophones making money, many of them that are run away are coming back and settling back in Amazon and doing business. None of them have been scratched, but we have lost thousands of Amazonians. Less than 20,000 demons of soldiers are parading Amazonia and causing terror. We have potentially 2 million Amazonian fighters in boys and men. What's the problem? Can you believe that? You see, I've suggested in the past that a program should be dedicated to sensitizing Amazonians of what these Francophones are capable of doing. Francophones are not human beings, they are demons. They are demons, literally speaking. Many Amazonians don't know who we are facing here. They don't know. The indifference of some people, the carelessness, excuse me, sir, the indifference, the carelessness is appalling, is unbelievable. So, Amazonians, we are going nowhere until we stand up and do what we are supposed to do collectively and send out these demons from our land. Finally, last year, we came very close to winning these people, but because of that small demon called Sako, because of that demon called Sako, our effort receded. Sako, you are gaining the world and losing the soul, and losing your corrupt soul. I pity you, but you and your camp, we are waiting for you here in Amazonia. Do not fool yourself. We know exactly who you people are. We are waiting for you. The lives that have been lost, the destruction, is because of you, Sako.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So we are waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay, let's see who is next here. Hello. Hello.
Okay, let's see who is.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you turn down the volume of your television? Focus on the phone, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Canada.
Okay, and what is the contribution in your mind?
Yes, thank you, Chris, for what you've done. Thank you for those who participated today. The most important thing that I need to address here, I have heard what they are saying. What I need to address to them is this, or to all Amazonians. We should identify it. The problem is Ground Zero. If the Ground Zero is there and is strong, we are about to win this fight. The problem is we should identify those fighters who are working back home. The fighters on the ground, we should identify them. We should know which one is the right fighter and what is their mission. If you are able to identify those fighters on the ground, to see their mission, to see what they are after, then we will be able not to know who is not a fighter among those fighters. We should discongest them for different areas. Those fighters, we should reduce them for those of them who are forming different camps, in camps that we don't even know them. We don't even know their reaction. So we should be able to identify those camps. What are their plans? If you are able to discongest them, we will be able now to see their action and see where they are running to or running after. That is the first thing. The second thing, for those enablers, for those that are in diaspora who are sponsoring those our using negative energy to fight our fighters, we should target their families. What are we waiting for? If we could identify that these are the people that they are ready to cause destruction, they are all distractors in diaspora. We should identify those distractors in diaspora and face their family. And when we face their family, they will be able to learn their lesson, and then we shall solve this problem easily and simple. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That is your own opinion. All right. I take 2 more calls and I call it a night. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Where are you calling from?
From California.
Okay, and what is your contribution, sir?
My contribution is we have been fighting this war for 5 good years and plus. We have to change our strategies. If we only remain to think that we'll fight and battle only with the soldiers, with the La Republic soldiers, we will not go anywhere.
So what strategy would you be suggesting, sir?
We have their citizens among us, and most of them play role of hidden black legs. That with a lot of them, if we cannot start removing them among us, we will never succeed. Majority of them, they live with us, and they are there, our neighbors. So we need to start chasing them away right away. They would think that we only go with the Republic soldiers, they will never finish. And we'll keep fighting, and the Republic soldiers are not only after our soldiers. Then why should we not do the same thing?
All right.
That is the very problem.
Thank you. You've made the point that I've made several times. Thank you, sir. Okay, this is Ground Zero. Hello.
Why should we not do the same thing?
Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please? Where are you calling in from? From Bamenda. Okay, and you're watching on the television or on the... You're watching on television or on the computer?
Yeah, I'm watching on television.
Television, okay. What is in your mind, sir?
On television.
Yes, go on with your contribution.
So what is this war to the Republic? If we can take this war to the Republic and even kill just 100 of them, and when just 1 quarter in them, I tell you the truth, this war, they will be the one making for us.
So your idea is we should take this war to La Republique, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very bad network. Bishop John, what do you think about that? Taking this war to La Republique? I have heard so many people say so.
I think it is if La Republique can just come into Ambazonia and do something like this, even though this war is a war of self-defense, I think that is also a method of self-defense. If we can stop them or make them to know that they can fight us in their own country, we can do that. But this is something that the defense department is going to really sit and consider and get counsel from all other departments to see the legalities and the implication of this. But my thing is that blood for blood, fire for fire. If they kill Ambazonians, we kill La Republique. It doesn't matter where La Republique is, we kill them. If they burn Ambazonian house, it doesn't matter where La Republique house is, we burn them too. So like somebody said, all the DO's office, all the delegate office, anybody working for La Republique, anybody that is enabling La Republique or giving La Republique reasons to be in Ambazonia, they are all enemies, and we start taking them out. I think it doesn't matter where we take them out. That's it.
All right, thank you. Let's get to the last caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from the USA from Indiana.
Okay, and what is the contribution, sir?
My heartfelt sympathy to those who have been hijacked by the La Republic military. But Secretary Chris, I want to contribute by saying our problem is us. You see, people like the Agbobalas, people like all those SDOs, people like all those La Republic terrorist administrators who live in our territory. Our own people in Yaoundé, we are our biggest problems. So I don't know how we are going to do it or how the interim government is going to do it. But the moment we start recognizing that those who we call ours, who are helping, I mean, they are finishing our youth, Secretary. They are finishing our men. Before we open our eyes, we will not have men living in the southern Cameroons anymore. So by the time it is about time we started, I mean, it is about time we went for these people, these blacklegs, if they call them that way, because they are killing us. Every family in our territory has been touched by this thing. And these people are the propagators of the bad information that the international community wants to know about this struggle. Because when they look at CRTV, they see our own people standing and condemning us. So it is about time we started identifying who are these people and we take them out of our midst. We stop calling them ours because they are not ours. Our people are suffering. So that's just my contribution. I feel so bad for our people who have been picked up. I think it's about time we define who is ours and we go out for those that are not with us. And we kick them out first and then we go for La Republic. That's my contribution, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And you remain safe out there. I take the last caller and I call it a night. And this is Ground Zero. Hello. 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 All right. The caller dropped the phone, made it easy for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my panelists, I want to thank you for being part of the broadcast. I look forward to coming back on Friday. But before I go, let me bring you this message once more from the Honorable Joseph Weber before I call it a night.
Honorable Joseph Werba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Werba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Werba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put tonight. Unfortunately, I find some you can see from your lab that part of my body is lighted, extra lighted. There is a sun coming in through the windows. We've got to do something about that. But I want to thank you for tuning in and remind you that, again, Saturday, it is a big event, the biggest fundraisers to put ammunition in the hands of our brothers who are fighting to defend homeland. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind all of you, please come in on Saturday, 9 p.m. Amber ABS share broadcast that live, but everybody is expected in that Zoom meeting. Let's come in with your $50, $100, $200. Let us put equipment, ladies and gentlemen, in the hands of these fighters on the ground. Thank you for tuning in. Mike Fusi will be on tomorrow with the War Zone. On Friday, I shall be back here. Remain safe and good night.
Honorable Joseph Wirba gathers Ambazonians. The time for his long-awaited great vision for the liberation of Ambazonia has come. The vision that inspired him to stand up for southern Cameroons in Cameroon's parliament to condemn Ambazonia's subjugation. The vision that got the oppressors hunting for his head. Wirba's vision for the freedom of Ambazonia is even stronger and clearer today than before. Let's come together, stand by him and with him. Join him in Stuttgart, Germany for the great come together on freeing Ambazonia. Wirba now has a direct route to Ambazonia's liberation. All routes lead to Stuttgart, Germany on Saturday, May 14th. Be there.
Uday gasu, sweet